Hey everyone, Richard Robbins here, back for your monthly market update. The numbers are in for the Edmonton Real Estate Board, but I want to do something totally different this time than I've done in the past. I want to go back and I want to look at the last 5 years, the total sales for each of the last 5 years and the average price for each of the last 5 years. Then what I'm going to do is I'll give you my prediction for 2019. So first of all, let's get into some numbers here. And these are great numbers that you could be using with your buyers and with your sellers. So 2014, you did 19,000 sales. 2015, it dropped to 17,000 or down almost 9%. Obviously, oil had a lot to do with that. 2016, we went down again to 16,000 sales or down 6.6%. And then in 17, it went up a little bit, but really was marginal. It was almost the same. We went to just over 16,000 sales. But then look what happened in 18. We went down to 15,500 or a decrease of 5.6%. So obviously you can see what's happening here. Oil in Alberta has had a major impact on the real estate market overall, but there's been many other things that have impacted the market of recent, which I'll talk about in just a minute. So let's look at prices. Go back to 2014, your average price in Edmonton was $367. Then it went up to $372, up 1.5%. Then it went to $372, the same, right? No move at all. Then it went to $374, and then of course it went down to $369,000, down 1.3%. So if we look at your prices really in the last 5 years, where have your prices gone? Nowhere. They really haven't gone up. They really haven't gone down that much. If I go back to 2014, your average price was $367, and now you're at $369. So you're in a very, very balanced market is what you're actually in. So the question is, what am I predicting for 2019? Well, let's go back and look at all the stimulus that has affected the market. Obviously, we know what's going on with oil prices. We know what's going on with the fight over the pipeline out in Alberta, which affects the market. Since the summer of 2017, we've had 5 Bank of Canada rate increases, a quarter point each. That's up by 1.25%. So borrowers are paying a minimum of 1.25%. And then January 18, come on, throw something else at us, right? Stress testing, you got to qualify for 2 percentage points higher. So there's been a lot of things that have affected our market. And you might say, well, is it good or bad? It doesn't matter. It is what it is, right? There's no sense trying to worry about it. We can't change it. We might as well decide, what do we need to do about it? So here's what my prediction is for 2019. You're going to see very much more of the same as you saw in 2018. I suspect, right, we're probably not going to have a rate increase. If we do, maybe 1/4 point. But you have to remember, we have a federal election coming up this fall. What does the federal government want going on when there's a federal election? Nothing, right? They don't want people being upset because of rates or because of stock markets or whatever the case is, because then they might not get voted in. So they try to balance things whenever we move into an election, and people don't tend to change things too much the year of an election. So I don't know if you're going to have a rate increase, maybe 1. You're not going to have any other stimulus that should affect your marketplace. And you're probably going to end up with more of the same we had last year, which is still down, right, from what we've had for the last number of years. So you probably come in at 15,000 sales. So what do you need to do? Number 1, understand that your condo market is going to continue to weaken, whether you like it or not. Your detached is probably going to remain fairly balanced, okay? Your inexpensive detached will probably be a little bit stronger. Your expensive detached is going to continue to weaken. What you need to do is you need to be out every day marketing, prospecting, and generating leads, because there's going to be a shortage of leads this year. You also need to make sure you're really good at pricing your listings. You got to make sure that your listings are showing very, very well. You might consider incentivizing buyer's agents by paying them a higher commission. Maybe even you start offering a lower mortgage rate on a house by buying down the rate at the bank, as I've seen many people are doing right now, because that makes it attractive to a buyer. You're also going to have to be very good at negotiating, right? Because the deal's going to take longer. You're not going to do it in 24 hours, right? So you're going to have to stay in the game longer. But bottom line is this: the market is the market is the market, okay? To ignore the truth doesn't change the truth. What you need to do is decide, what do I need to do to get better? How do I take a larger percentage of a smaller pie? Don't allow the market to determine your income. And at the end of the day, everybody, remember, it's a beautiful life. Make it count.